Okay, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Marianne Kirubi Mutangi, the wife of a lovely man called Andrew Mutangi. It's daunting to think what you're waiting to hear from me, especially after what we have listened to over the last 1 week. For those of you who have been with us at home, in Loresho, yesterday, at the church, the words about my father are undescribable. He was evidently larger than life. Growing up, I could not understand why I couldn't have him for myself. I just didn't get it, right? I was a little girl, baby girl. Fiona didn't grow up with us, so I was the baby girl of the house. He was mine, right? He obviously didn't know about a school in Kikuyu called Alliance. I was sent off to Europe. It has been mentioned by my father-in-law. I was only 12. He was making me leave my cousins, my mom, people that I loved. He was making me leave him. I couldn't understand why, but let me tell you. We talked about how he was a salesman. You all know how he's a salesman, right? I was shown brochures. Children on horses. Muzungu. Children on horses. Climbing mountains. Others ice skating. What is ice skating? We hadn't even seen snow yet. You're telling me about ice skating. Let me tell you, that guy had this 12-year-old girl sold. I couldn't run faster onto that plane to go to Switzerland. And being away in Europe, I was with my cousin, Susan, who was then in college doing languages. We obviously couldn't come home often. And I missed him. I missed my mom. I missed my cousins. I missed being in Kenya. And I started wondering, I thought Dad loved me. I thought I was his little baby. Why would he do this to me? And sometimes it actually did turn into resentment from time to time. But you know what? He was thinking ahead. Because in the 80s, how many African families were sending children out of Kenya for school? Today it is common. But in the early 80s, who was doing that? He was thinking ahead. He had a vision for me. That vision was to get exposed. That vision was to be worldly. That vision was to be fearless of any culture, any language, any person, and for me to be bold. Sure enough, when living in Europe, I learned to speak French, pathetic Italian, pathetic Spanish. But 10 years later, those languages enabled me to get an amazing job in the Coca-Cola company, living in Morocco, looking after 21 markets in North and West Africa. As a child, I didn't understand what he had sacrificed. He did. He loved me. He still adored me. But he was willing to sacrifice, sending me away for long periods of time just so that I could get a strong foundation. So that I, in future, could better my life, my family's life, my country, and the world. That's it. So, okay, enough. One of the things that Dad taught us was how to juggle, right? Family, friends, work, but more importantly, what we were taught how to prioritize and to sacrifice what we needed to sacrifice so as to focus on the really important things.